And yeah, sorry about that, everyone. Let me try that again. Welcome, old farts, back to day 2 of week 4 of our league. And it's going to be some good games today. And I'm going to introduce our hosts, our casters today. First, we have Mike the support. And second, we got Big G. How are you doing tonight, guys?
Hey, Clint, how's it going?
I'm feeling great. I'm pretty excited personally for the matchups tonight because we've got X-Men, who was on stream last week, playing on Rad Belligeon versus Whiffing, which is Skitch's team. So it's going to be a pretty good one, considering that Rad Belligeon are 17-1, which is a pretty outstanding stat to have, whereas Whiffing could definitely use some wins with 10-8.
Definitely.
Absolutely. I'm curious to see what's going to be going on between particularly Skitch and X-Men here. I know X-Men really has it out for Skitch with all the demos, so I think it'll be an exciting game.
Yeah, and I think that the one thing that we saw from last week with Skitch's team playing is that they didn't have their GC player playing, and I think that for this matchup in particular, they're going to have Deodorante on their team to make sure that they can at least take a game or two, and maybe put X-Men in his place a little bit to, tone down the trash talking a little bit.
Absolutely. I did want to go ahead and mention, if you use !_ trash talk, you can donate $1 to get some trash talk on the ticker. Really fun way to get your message out there and make sure the players know who you're rooting for and maybe what vendettas you might have.
Yeah, and I would personally highly recommend trash talking X-Men because he could use a little bit of trash talk. But I mean, given his score, he kind of deserves to trash talk a little bit. But I'm hoping that Skitch's team will put him in their place.
Yeah, I hope so too. I was warming up with X-Men before this, giving his team a chance to run some scrims. And, he does back down a little bit on the demos when it's serious gameplay, but he still really had it out for me, so I'm curious to see what his playstyle is going to be here.
Yeah, and I think that as well for having Skitch on the field, he does have the Dadman privileges, so if anything gets a bit too serious, he can always start in the Banhammer, so if X-Men does go for too many demos against Skitch, he'll have to count his days on the server.
Okay, we're actually going to transition down to the field. It looks like the players are getting ready.
Now, Mike, I'm curious what you think about this matchup, because Rad Belligeon does have the advantage with being 17-1, but their highest player is Hugsy, who sits around C3, while Whiffing in the name of does have a GC on their team.
Yeah, I've had the privilege of playing against Lagia a few times in private matches, and Lagia is a really solid player, so I think that this matchup might be a little bit more even than the scoreboard suggests, because the last time we did have Skitch on the stream was playing with everyone except for Lagia, and so having X-Men playing against people that are pretty substantial on the field, it's going to be interesting to see how they adapt. Off the bat, though, it's looking pretty strong for the side of blue. X-Men put in a very awkward position, does have to put it off to the corner, but great job from mid-left Catharsis to make sure that it does end up going into the corner. Lagia with the center play, with a shot towards the net. Fantastic stuff from Lagia. And it's looking like X-Men's days are numbered because the pressure is already on.
Yeah, we saw, it seems like a double demo there. I'm not sure who got the other one, but basically put an open goal for Lagia just to sink that one in.
And so far, I'm pretty impressed with how the plays have been going. Skitch has been ripping a few clears already in the first 30 seconds, and X-Men has been looking a little bit uncomfortable while driving backwards towards his net. As I say that, though, Lagia with a shot on target, X-Men with a fantastic save. Pressure's not over yet, Skitch on the play. That play will end up fizzling for the time being, but Crispy's in a bit of an awkward position. Great shot on target, but Lagia with the save once again. Double commit, though, for the side of Rad Belligeon. X-Men last man against Lagia. One demo coming through with a boost steal. And I think that that's just going to be it for the time being. But X-Men, though, trying to extend the play. And Catharsis not getting any action on that ball. And we're definitely seeing a lot of challenges here. And I'm pretty excited to see these players going for blow so far, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the play style for both teams has been really tight, really good rotations. We do see a bunch of demo opportunities coming in. I think they're just trying to keep up the pressure right now and see if they can get an open opportunity here.
Yeah, X-Men's teams, I want to say that X-Men's team has been doing a pretty good job of keeping up the pressure on 50-50. Midlife Catharsis most notable on the 50-50s along with Hugsy. But every now and then we do see whiffing, managing to get a pretty strong clear going, and then when Lagia enters the field on the offensive half, he is putting on a lot of pressure and keeping the opponents guessing.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how Skitch performs in these games, because it had been a while since I played with him, but I played with him relatively recently, and it seems like he's made a lot of improvements, might have just had a little bit more time to play as of recent.
Yeah, the pandemic special definitely upping a lot of the skills on the Old Fart server. Most people work from home, and working from home obviously means you get to play a little bit more Rocket League than normal. As I say that though, Lagia getting a center, not quite on target though. And a booming clear from the side of Rad Religion for a transition on Hugsy, not going to connect. Catharsis not getting power on that one, and I think that this might be an opening for Skitch. X-Men, though, with a beautiful intercept, not quite connecting on the top left. And an unfortunate misclear from Crispy Dad, potentially missing out an open net. But the pressure is still on Hugsy, keeping up the pressure along with X-Men. And I'm curious to see where this is going, because I think that the pressure is going to start coming on for the side of Rad Religion. Crispy Dad getting the pass of a lifetime, open net from the side of Lagia's demo. Can we get more action from Skitch? Unfortunately, once again, a double commit, and I think that this might be an opportunity for Rad Religion.
They did have that opportunity there, but what I'm seeing right now is I'm seeing a little more cohesive gameplay with Rad Religion. I think from what I've seen, they do play together a lot and have worked out a lot of the kinks, and I've seen a couple of double, even triple commits coming from whiffing in the name of, which I think may come back to bite them.
Yeah, I think that in particular whiffing is doing a good job of testing their mettle, because I think that Catharsis, Hugsy, and X-Men haven't had the most difficult teams, if I'm completely honest, so we're having a team that is actually testing them on their defense in particular. And so the rotations just have to be fluid, make sure that there's no double commits, make sure that they're actually getting a piece of the ball. Because with how well Lagia and Skitch have been playing, it's looking like they might be able to keep this lead going. Lagia, though, with a flick, and Catharsis with a great block. That corner ball will center. Skitch getting it past one, though, but that's going to go straight to X-Men. Bottom left, unfortunately, missing for the side of X-Men. But the pressure is still on, though. The clear does end up going to Hugsy. X-Men is going to try to get that ball center once again, but Lagia on the back post with a pretty good touch, but an unfortunate team bump. I think that we're going to start seeing a clear coming in soon if Skitch can make a contact on this ball. Great touch.
Yeah, I would really like to see Rad Religion really start to put up the pressure here, maybe go for commit for some balls. As we say that, Hugsy finishing that one off. Oh no, that was X-Men. I thought Hugsy got a touch on that one.
Yeah, I think Hugsy went on demo duty. I think he forced Lagia to pre-jump a little bit early, but yeah, I mean, you ask, you shall receive, Big G, because you wanted to see Rad Religion pull off something. They got the equalizer, and with 38 seconds left on the clock, I'm thinking that maybe they have enough gas in the tank to actually finish out this game before OT. As I say that Midlife Catharsis over one, X-Men missing the open net. Crispy Dad should be back in time. That sidewall center could be dangerous if no one gets contact on that, but Skitch will intercept that nicely. Ooh, big whiff, bottom left, not available for Midlife Catharsis. And it's looking like this game might just end up going to OT. Golden goal.
I like the idea by Hugsy there. Get up early for that, try to get a nice redirect in to finish the game off before it has the chance to go into overtime, but it's looking like that is exactly what's going to happen here, unless a last-second play putting it to the air.
Yeah, Crispy Dad with a crucial save. I saw the ball potentially flying in the net there, but Crispy Dad, which looked like he pre-jumped the save, did a great job of blocking all the angles and putting his team in the overtime position. Big kickoff win, though, for the side of whiffing. If they're able to get more people on this ball, they should be able to close it out, but unfortunately a double commit, I think, once again coming in for the side of whiffing, meaning that the ball will end up in Rad Religion's favor, though. X-Men with a big shot on target. Skitch not able to connect on the save, and X-Men does put his money where his mouth is, because that was a great shot coming in from X-Men.
Well, what a first game we have. Come down to overtime. I'm really happy to see Rad Religion come and take that back. I think the last minute and the rest of overtime in that game was really a turning point for them.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Whiffing did have a great first game, and we still have 2 more to go. And I think that if they do calm down a little bit on the double commits, that they can actually take a game or 2 off of Rad Religion. But with how X-Men has been playing on the midfield along with Hugsy, and even Catharsis on some of the 50-50s, it's going to look really tough, though, for Whiffing. So we'll have to see what they end up pulling out in this game.
Yeah, and I do want to take a minute to mention anybody that's watching that is not a part of our Old Farts Discord server. If you type in !Discord, you'll get an invite link to join our server. We have over 2,000 Old Farts coming together playing some fun Rocket League. We have weekly tournaments, leagues like this, prizes, giveaways. It's just a really, really fun place to be and get some good Rocket League community going.
Yeah, exactly. If you're sick of all the under 18s that are, making it a little bit hard to play ranked, you're going to find a bunch of cool people that hang out on the Old Fart server. Definitely one of the best servers I've ever been on, whether it's going back to the TeamSpeak days or the old school days of Discord, I guess. Just one of the best servers I've been on. Looks like Game 2 is about to start here, though.
Alrighty, Mike, so what are you thinking for this game? What do you think needs to happen for Whiffing to come back from that loss? Close game, but what do you think needs to change here?
Yeah, I think that with how Rad Religion have been playing, they have been doing a good job of keeping up pressure on offense, but I think that if the openings are coming through for the side of Whiffing, they have to make sure that they're actually connecting on some of these clears, because we did see 1 or 2 open nets potentially off of clears, and granted, they are difficult shots, but if you put them even close to on target, maybe a teammate can still get the follow-up. With Lagia's striking ability, I do think that when you set up Lagia for any type of backboard read or any type of sidewall read, you should be able to get something going. As we say that, though, it looks like Game 2 has started. And did miss the kickoff, but nothing too exciting just yet. Pressure is in favor of Rad Religion. Catharsis does get it past 2, but Lagia with a great back post rotation, able to get it past 1, though. Does have a shot, potentially. X-Men looking a little bit uncomfortable, and Lagia with a beautiful wall shot.
Mike, I don't think you could have any better timing. Exactly what you asked for. I mean, even though it was a solo play, he found the opportunity, saw the opening, and that just seemed easy for him.
Yeah, and it was really unfortunate as well, because Catharsis did such a good job of getting it past 2 into the corner, and then Lagia just swoops on through, does manage to get the ball in possession, and then takes it all the way to the wall, and X-Men putting himself in a bit of the bad position for defense. Oh, good 50-50 from X-Men, though. Lagia too close to the rebound. Is going to do a great job of popping it over 1. Anyone on the side of Whiffing able to get the backboard read? No. Skitch will send it into the corner, and with an unfortunate commit there from Crispy Dad, it's going to give X-Men some time to get an air dribble going. It's looking pretty dicey if Skitch doesn't challenge us early. X-Men not going for the shot on target instead of going for the demo there. Does mean that Whiffing will be able to get a chance to get a clear going. As I say that, though, shot from X-Men, sends it into the corner. And X-Men is not relenting just yet because Hugsy is up in the air. Great 50-50. And it's looking like we're going to see a bit of a turntable coming through for the side of Rad Religion if this keeps going up.
Yeah, I really like what was happening on their rotations there. Looking for the demos, looking for any way to annoy the crap out of Whiffing and get an opening. As we say that, Hugsy, the solo flick barely does not make it in.
And X-Men, though, he tried to go for the pre-jump of the Sentry. He was millimeters away from actually looking like a god gamer because he almost had the entire read covered on the save. And Lagia, I think it was, managed to find a pixel opening to snipe it off his own inside corner. Make sure that it gets popped in field, though. Great shot coming in from Crispy Dad. Looks like Lagia will have to take possession here. Dangerous on the wall, though, so we're going to see. Does he get a good first touch? Does get a pretty good first touch, going straight to the backboard. No one for the side of Whiffing to commit on that one, though. But unfortunately, Skitch and Crispy Dad mixing it up on who will go for the shot. And that means that Rad Religion are on the offensive half once again. Clear does come through, and that means that Catharsis will send it straight into the corner. Straight to Hugsy. And it's looking like Rad Religion are going a little bit back and forth in terms of their offense and defense because they do end up getting these possession plays going, but I think that they they pull the trigger just that little bit too soon, and their offense ends up waning off.
I really like what I'm seeing from Crispy Dad here. I've been keeping an eye on him for the past minute or so, and while all the ball touches aren't exactly where he wants them to go, he's doing a really, really good job of keeping awareness. as I say that, goes for a challenge. Unfortunately, does not get it. But I think if he and the rest of Whiffing.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an unfortunate misplay there from Skitch, just being a little bit too close. I think that Skitch thought that Lagia still had the 50-50, and Lagia, I think, decided to fake off of that. So Skitch just being a little bit too close to the rebound means that, I think it was Hugsy, ends up sniping the bottom right off the 50-50. Big kickoff win.
Right,
Hugsy. I mean, Hugsy did have to go up for it. It does just look a little bit comical. I think that Catharsis oversteered away from the corner plays, so there was a bit of confusion through that kickoff, because if Catharsis does make a turn straight back to the net, we'll get an easy save, and I think maybe Hugsy just panicked a little bit there.
I also wanted to point out, Mike, I don't know if you've been keeping a little track of the chat here. It seems like we have a little in-game trash talk going as well, which I think I think Rad Belligeon is really good at the mind games, especially with the King Trash Talker on their team. And I wonder if it'll eventually break down Whiffing a little bit, distract them. I think that might be his goal here.
Yeah, one of the Trash Talkers. X-Men is so full of hot air that they want to take him off in the next Macy's parade. I'm pretty sure Macy's being the parade in New York, if I remember correctly. Oh, as I call out X-Men, though, Midlife Catharsis does get a beautiful shot on target. We're going to have to take a look at that one again. 2 commits, though, on the side of Whiffing once again. X-Men just going to let that one roll through. And a little bit of an unfortunate way to equalize, but of course Whiffing are still not out of it just yet. But they do have to get their act together if they still want to take a winning scoreline coming in today.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was just a little bit of a breakdown on defense. Hugsy barred down. Absolutely beautiful touch there.
Yeah, and it was a very difficult angle coming in from Hugsy, and I like the way Hugsy took his time on the angle and just getting the ever so graceful touch that goes gently barred down. I think if it was actually a faster shot, Lagia might have been able to save it with his position, but just the fact that it floated that little bit extra longer, Lagia was a little bit too late to save. As we say that, though, double commit once again for the side of Whiffing, and what ended up being a position where they were 2-1 is now 4-2 for the Rad Belligeon. And you hate to see it if you're a Whiffing fan, but unfortunately, it's just sometimes the way the game goes.
Yeah, I think the pressure may be starting to get to them. Hugsy really taking the game into his hands here. Oh, unfortunate kickoff goal as I say that.
Yep, this lobby is looking pretty cursed today. Hugsy, I think, messing up his diagonal flip, and I think that it was Crispy Dad that ended up shooting that one on target. Yep, you like to see that then if you're a Whiffing fan. We'll just pretend that double commit off their backboard never happened, because now they're back to 1 goal deficit. And it's starting to look promising, but of course they do have to get their act together because the time is ticking. And if they can make it a 1-1 scoreline, would give them the opportunity to take the set for today. Early shot from Lagia, not sure if I like that one, because that is just passing over possession to X-Men. If you can keep the pressure golden, it might be worthwhile, but again, the shot just not good enough. That is going to be a clear once again for Rad Belligeon. And given how the offense is now starting to go for... Oh, wait, as I say that, Midlife Catharsis with a 50-50 win. Was that a double commit again off of Lagia's play? I'm not 100% sure here. Yeah, so Crispy Dad and Lagia ended up going for the same ball.
Yeah, really good turn by Midlife there. Saw the double commit, saw that there was going to be no one back in net after that, and you got to take those 50s, you got to take those challenges, and it ended up really well for him in that play. Yeah,
and normally I'm not a fan of picking sides, but I do think that it was Crispy Dad's ball, and Lagia took a very aggressive rotation to try to get the clear, and if he makes contact, it's all completely fine. As you say that, though, trying to go for the corner shot. So yeah, if Lagia does make contact on that ball, then it doesn't matter as much that he cuts off Crispy Dad, but yeah, I think we just got to the point where this is going to be an unwinnable game. And yeah, I think that basically what we highlighted in the previous interlude is going to be the same case in this one. When Whiffing are not double committing, they look like a really good team, so if they can shape up and try to get that at least 1 game win after the next game, they might be alright. Opening though for Lagia.
Yeah, I think it's just a case. I think it's a case of how they're going to perform under pressure. I see when. Oh my goodness! And we got another one. Scoreline of 7-3. What I was saying is I think whiffing just seems when they get pressure taken on, they're trying to speed up a little bit, get to balls faster. I mean, especially with a scoreline like this, you kind of need to, but it is causing a good amount of double commits.
Yeah, and in case some of the people are wondering in chat, some of the double commits will happen because comms are not entirely possible for the side of whiffing because Lagia is deaf. So no comms can actually help, of course. So Lagia can't hear that his teammates have got for the ball. So Lagia does have to play a lot on instinct, and that's just an unfortunate disability to have. But in terms of like his actual performance, it's just been pretty good. But again, when the pressure is on defense, I think it is Lagia that ends up committing more often than not, or maybe even Skitch to a certain degree. But I think that there just has to be a little bit more trust coming through for the side of whiffing. Because with how whiffing play on offense, I feel like their rotations are a lot more fluid. They're giving each other a lot more space to go for the ball. Like sometimes one person will touch the ball, other person goes for, or that same person goes for a demo and creates an opening. And so I like to see more of that, but then on defense.
Yeah, I would really like to see from Lagia maybe more of a Flake-style gameplay, you know, taking less hard challenges. And I know he has the ability to really control the ball. And I know if he can get that ball on the roof of his car, he'll be able to flick his way over probably all of Red Belligeon and get some good solo or passing plays out of that.
Yeah, definitely agree. I think that his wall play and also his ability to play around rebounds has been really solid. And so I think that if they call out Rad Belligeon on some of their offensive plays where they do commit very hard to get a goal, and they do manage to get a breakaway play, I think that will be the way that they actually have a chance to win against Rad Belligeon, because Rad Belligeon, as it stands, are, I guess, 19-1. So, you know, someone has to put an extra L on that scoreboard.
Yeah, and even though there is, Rad Belligeon is a little bit on the lower side rank-wise, I think they do a really good job just with pure confidence. They're not afraid. They're not afraid to go for some risky shots, some risky demos, and I think it's been paying off for them.
Yep, indeed. I think that just all the players on Rad Belligeon play so well with each other. Like they're not all-star players, but they're an all-star team, and they are
Absolutely.
greater than the sum of their parts, which is one of the most important things in Rocket League. As we say that, though, it looks like Game 3 is going to start, so we should transition into that soon, hopefully. And, you know, Rad Belligeon, they're pretty much just going to be Seed 1, given how they've been playing and also given the scoreboard, so that should not be a surprise to anyone. But with whiffing, I think they want to see a few more wins to make sure that they do get the upper part of the table to get into the playoffs. So we'll have to see if they can at least eke out one win against the best team of the Old Farts League.
And I think they absolutely have it in them. We've seen some really great plays from them as a team. We just need to see maybe a little bit more consistency on there.
Yeah, Skitch looking a little bit awkward on defense, though. That is an RLCS level clear coming in from the admin himself. If he got that on target, that would have probably been goal of the season. As I say that, though, Lagia with a great rebound shot off of the sidewall, coming primarily off of Skitch's clear. You know, Catharsis' mistouch does help a little bit, but man, that ripper clear from Skitch to get the assist. Actually, no, he doesn't even get the assist for that, which is very unfortunate.
Hey, if Skitch can do that every single play, I think they'll have absolutely no problem taking this game.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe Skitch will just peek on stream as we are watching. You know, I don't want to commentate curse him just yet. But as I say that, though, Hugsy with a shot on target, Lagia with a bit of an unfortunate aerial for the takeoff, and that will be an equalizer.
Yeah, good patience by Hugsy to wait for that ball to drop just a little bit. Saw that no one was challenging him fast, so he could take his time and really get good placement on that. We've seen a couple of those from Hugsy, actually. Really good, either bar down or top shelf placement on his shots.
Yeah, not the fastest shots by any means, but I think that the placement is just making it so awkward, though. As I say that, though, this was the ripper clears that we were talking about, where the offense commits a little bit too hard for Rad Belligeon, 2 players on the midline, and then the shot coming in through from Lagia, bottom left, and Catharsis, unfortunately not able to get back in time.
Skitch saying teamwork makes the dream work. I 100% agree.
Yeah, I think it was in reference to we'll call it a double commit, But yeah, definitely making the dream work in this case. You know, we've seen them in this position in the last game, I'm pretty sure. They were 2-1 up, and then it was a flip to like 6-2 or something ridiculous like that. So as long as the double commits are not coming through, this is looking really promising for the side of Whiffing. Skitch with a save off the sidewall. Catharsis has a potential shot available. Taking a little bit long on that one. Lagia is going to charge on through. Crispy Dad with low boost. Going to decide to go for the early clear, but that is going to go straight to Hugsy, straight to X-Men. X-Men not getting the best of touches. It's up to Lagia to try to control the ball. Hugsy, though, with an annoying shot coming through once again, and Skitch getting a great clear.
Yeah, great turn as well by Midlife there to keep the ball in their possession. See what they can do with it. There's a bit of a breakdown on defense right now from Whiffing, but unfortunately they could not keep the ball in Whiffing's half.
Yep, it is looking very dicey every now and then, but I think Lagia's defense is looking a lot cleaner than it was in the other two games. Has been doing a good job of getting it past the crucial players, and also not committing too hard with his teammates, being a little bit more patient as well. But the pressure for Rad Belligeon is starting to look really juicy. As I say that, though, Lagia going to barely get it past Hugsy on the clear. And Hugsy will try to flick it past Skitch, but Skitch is looking like an immovable object right now. And as long as he can... Oh, no, this is looking really bad. Hugsy, can he get that on target? Skitch almost getting the goal line save. But that was pretty unfortunate for Lagia off that touch. I think that he was expecting his teammate to hit it there, and then he just ended up flying past the ball and having to touch it anyways. So it is looking like a deja vu here in Game 3, but again, if you're a Whiffing fan, you're hoping that they do pull on through for this one.
Yeah, I think for just going into next week's gameplay, Mega Midlife Catharsis with a nice shot there. But I was saying, as they go into the next couple of weeks of gameplay and approaching the playoffs, I think at least one win and getting Rad Belligion's confidence down just a little bit will do a lot for them as a team.
Yeah, Rad Belligeon are still the team to beat, and you know, only dropping one game is a pretty amazing feat to say the least. So Lagia, though, bottom right was available, trying to get the redemption arc going, but a great back pass will come through for Skitch. I don't know if Lagia should stay here with 32 boost. It's going to make it pretty awkward for Crispy Dad. And this is starting to look really dicey again because Rad Belligeon have looked really good in these positions. But Lagia, though, does do a great job of getting it past two. If Skitch can get a conversion here, create an opening, it might be the equalizer that they need. Backboard rebound, but an unfortunate own clear coming in through for Skitch. It's looking dicey once again. Skitch, though, is going to try to go for the big clear. Crispy Dad not able to put that on target just yet. And I'm getting a bit of mixed feelings here for the side of Whiffing. If Skitch, though, can make contact on this, barely able to not snipe the top of the ball. But yeah, you know, Whiffing are a little bit coin flippy, if that is the right word to use for this game, because again, they look so great in some of these positions, and then sometimes they flop pretty hard. And I think that this is looking okay for the time being, but you know, they do have to step it up if they want to get that equalizer.
I've seen Lagia when they have possession on Rad Belligion's half. I have seen them get a lot of boost control. I've seen Lagia particularly stealing both boosts while still maintaining a pretty good position. Really just trying to find any way to break down this Rad Belligeon defense. Hopefully if it continues, it will pay off for them.
Yeah, and pay off it must, because 50 seconds on the clock with one goal down. Again, we want to, no picking sides here, but having Rad Belligeon lose another game would look pretty good for the standings, just because X-Men just has to sing that one note lower. I mean, that's actually a Dutch expression, but never mind. Hugsy, though, keeping the pressure on the play. It's looking pretty dicey with a legendary double commit from Whiffing once again. If they can make good on this, it's not going to look too bad, but a great block coming from Crispy Dad. And has to make sure that he gets one more touch here, trying to go for the sidewall pinch, and Lagia just a little bit out of position to follow up on that 50-50. 15 seconds left on the clock. Can Whiffing get the play going? With that touch from Crispy Dad, it's starting to look dicier and dicier as we speak. And I don't know if they have it in them to get it in the last 5 seconds. We're going to have to see Crispy Dad pull out a massive clutch here.
Well, the ball is still up in the air, but unfortunately no one back. And Rad Belligeon will sweep that series. I'm sure they are absolutely stoked about that as they keep their one-loss season keep going.
Yep, and that pineapple topper that X-Men is rocking has a big, just as big as a mouth as he has, because that thing is massive and open and talking all over the place. And I guess Rad Belligeon do get to keep their massive win streak going. I'm not even sure when they ended up even dropping a single game, but the fact that they've won every single set just means that they are pretty much the team to beat as we speak.
No, absolutely. And as you did mention X-Men's Pineapple Topper, I believe he is on the lookout for a Titanium White Udder Topper. So if anyone happens to find one out in the Rocket League fields, please message him and let me know.
I'm a pretty invested trader, so I'm pretty sure there's no Titanium White Udder Topper, but who knows? Maybe if X-Men has the right contacts in Psyonix, he can get one going easily.
Hey. You know about the guy who collected all of those pigeons, and they gave him his own pigeon title. So maybe if X-Men tries hard enough, he can get that Titanium White Topper.
Yeah, I think unfortunately though, by the time that he gets noticed by the devs, he will be banned on the Reddit server. So he can spam every day, "I want a Titanium White Udder Topper," but I don't think it's going to happen. So again, he has to hustle some contacts inside of Psyonix, maybe make a bit of a plea bargain, and then he will be able to get one going. But as it stands right now, he'll just have to rock the traditional pink udders.
Absolutely. I did want to take some time to mention. So we are having an Old Farts meetup at the RLCS LAN. If anybody out there is planning on going, we have a group of about 20-25 right now. And if you are planning on going and want to meet up with us, feel free to message Skitch and he'll put your name on the list and give you some of that information.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. I mean, considering how long the COVID era has lasted, it's like a double dip, right? You have the opportunity to meet some people that you've been hanging out with for the past 2 years in the pandemic, and then you also have the opportunity to go to Rocket League LAN. So that's pretty much as good as it gets for all the people that love Rocket League on the server.
Yeah, I'm going myself, and I'm absolutely so excited. I remember watching the first season of RLCS, and it got me into this game, and going to see one live, I'm sure it's going to be an amazing experience.
Yeah, definitely. And who are you rooting for, Big G, at the upcoming LAN?
I've always been mostly NRG, but also G2. I'm hoping G2 can also pull something out. Not too much of a FaZe Clan fan, so I'm hoping they get swept out pretty early on, which I doubt will happen. But
Agreed. I gotta love the Knapsack. The guy's been playing the game for so long, and he just keeps innovating, and he just keeps performing really well. So seeing G2 at LAN will be really great. But enough about that, though, because we do have another match coming in probably a few minutes. We have Ball Chasers, which are currently 6-12, versus Honey Dunked, which I think played on stream last weekend, if I remember correctly, with Nox Phoenix leading the charge. So we're going to have to see how that works out. I'm pretty sure, given the standings, that both teams would like to see a 3-0 here to secure their standings, but we'll have to see how that ends up going.
Yeah, I think really on the side of Ball Chasers, any wins they can get to get that push for the playoffs are going to be absolutely necessary.
Yep, and I think that we do have to go to a different lobby in the meantime, so I will be turning away from the webcam as we join the other lobby. But yeah, I think that the second lobby is in fact up. Excellent. I got a game server, it's full. I'm not sure if you're still there. Eggplant. I think one of the subs is in the
Yeah, we do have 10 in here right now.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that one of the subs might be playing inside, but we'll have to see if that is the case.
But while we are waiting for that, I do want to mention again, if you want to get your trash talk put on screen, put on the ticker below. It's $1. I've done it a couple times. It's $1 well spent. Just to give some trash talk to your buddies and let the whole world see.
Yeah, and again, I think most of the money was...
Some space in for you, Mike, so you can drop right into the lobby when ready.
Excellent. And I'm thinking as well that this might be the last set of games towards the end of the evening / early afternoon if you're US. And so I'm not 100% sure what the standings are currently right now, but with 6-12 on Ball Chasers, if they did manage to get 2 wins in their previous match, and they get another 2 here, they might look pretty healthy for getting it into playoff. But Honey Dunk, though, on the other hand, I think that a few wins will pretty much secure their playoff spot.
Absolutely, and these teams are pretty close in rank as well, so I think we're going to have some really good games here. I am curious to see if we will have some of these substitutions coming in and what our starting lineup's going to be here.
Yeah, and I'm looking again at the spreadsheet, and the teams are fairly even. I do think that Nox Phoenix might have a higher peak rank because I believe that he was an ex-coach or a semi-professional ex-coach. So there is a good chance that you know, he's peaked at like high GC1, GC2. I'm not 100% sure, but Bench, I believe we did have him on stream once, and he did have a really fantastic showing. So we are going to have to see how this one ends up panning out. I do remember off the bat when I casted Nox Phoenix was a week or two ago. Did have a pretty good ground play overall, and did do a pretty good job of setting up his teammates. So we're going to have to see if that will be the case again. Light, though, with a shot that might set up Nox Phoenix. Are going to try to get a piece of that, but a great double save coming through. And then Rush E doing a good job of finishing that off. I did not see Rush E that he had the ability to get around this ball. So we're going to have to see that. He came off a rotation from the corner boost and decided, you know what, I'm just going to dust you on this ball, Oaks.
Hey, he saw the opening, saw if he could get there fast, he could smack it in, and that's exactly what he did there.
Yeah, just a great heads-up play, because a lot of people will just disable ball cam and automatically rotate out towards the midline, and Rushi keeping his ball cam on, just seeing, hey, what's happening here as the play unfolds. Did see the opening. Nox Phoenix, though, trying to go for a double tap. Bottom, top right, not going to connect, unfortunately, but the pressure is on for the side of Ball Chasers. They do have to try to get some kind of a clear going, because the ball is constantly stuck on their half for the past 40 seconds.
Yeah, we do see a bit of a clear attempt, but they still have not had an opportunity to get a good possession. MVP Pants hoping to take that one for him, but a clear right back over him.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mishit. I think that MVP Pants did try to go for the dribble play, which would be a good play to go for if you had more boost. That's a pretty unfortunate whiff for the side of Blight.
I think we've all been there. I know personally, I've been there many, many times.
Yeah, he jumped the gun a little bit too soon on the corner rebound, so I don't know if the backflip would have mattered too much. But yeah, you hate to see it. And I think that maybe he thought that the opponent was closer than they actually were. So it's fair enough on his part if he felt the need to go up for that early. But as we say that, though, the pressure is starting to look pretty good for Ball Chasers if they can get it past one or two more players here. Nox Phoenix with a great 50-50. He's going to have to beat out two people, but Bench will just get a free touch there. And a bit of an unfortunate double commit, but Bench flexing his muscles in terms of the speed. He was up to this really fast.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a beautiful touch. And, you know, right as we started talking about Ball Chasers not having possession, two back-to-back goals to get the lead here within a minute and 20 seconds.
Yeah, and trying to think here, because in some of the situations that we have seen them in early, you know, you'd think that it was heavily favored towards the side of Honeydunk, but they do end up losing pressure on some of these plays, and I think that obviously one of them being a double commit doesn't help their cause. You know, I think that
we do see a broken rule one here.
That may or may not be a ban, so as long as it didn't get caught on stream, you're not going to get banned just yet, because you can always say it never happened. But Bench, though, with a punish game once again, and this is one of the things that I did remember from Bench on the last time that I casted. Just really good solo play potential. Is very self-sufficient when it comes to handling the ball. No innuendo intended, but he's doing a pretty good job so far of leading the charge. Nox Phoenix, though, is going to try to get a response of his own. Double tap angle, almost there. Unfortunately, not able to get it. And Bench is going to try to have to squeeze it through with his team's Oak. Doing a pretty good job of clearing, but Nox Phoenix will just get a free possession play. Off to the sky he goes. Double tap is available, but no boost to be found. Is there anyone on the side of Honeydunk able to get a shot? Unfortunately not. Blight may or may not be able to go for a possession play.
We do see what you may call a Rule 2 or Rule 3. Two players locked together driving around the field. Fortunately, it is broken up, though. Oh
man, this lobby's all over the place. I'm actually just missing out on all the action, so you're going to be the Rule 1 and Rule 2 guy, Big G. So I can't seem to get in on any of that action. As we say that, though, Ball Chasers are in a very difficult position. MVP Pants 0 boost on the midfield once again. Nox Phoenix is in a good position. Rushi looking really good for the pass. Unfortunately, not wide enough for the side of Rushi. and that means that the potential open net is not going to get converted just yet. And Bench is on the prowl. He's going to get a 50-50 to get it past one. Nox Phoenix and Blight double committing though on defense. This could start to get really dicey if Bench keeps up the pressure. Oaks charging in through to take it over. Can MVP Pants get the backboard read? He's going to send it back to the midfield, and it's going to be up to Rushi to try to get the conversion going. Rushi, what are you going to do with this ball? He's going to get it center for his teammate, but Bench is up for that one really fast. And Nox Phoenix is just playing around with his teammates. He does see a few double commits here and there, though. He's going to take it to the sky, go for a flip reset. Able to get it past one on the backboard. Blight not able to get the read. Rushi, can you get the shot on target? Unfortunately not, but this offense is starting to look really good, though, for the side of Honeydunked.
Yeah, ball chasers here, I've seen, there have been some hiccups in rotation, but they're getting the really important ball touches. And I think their speed might just be a little quicker here, which is breaking down Honeydunked a little bit.
A touch from Oaks is actually pretty good for a zero boost touch, and it looked like Bench did play a little bit too wide. And on the one hand, it was a nice attempt from Bench to try to go for the shot, but with being 3-1 up, it's probably better to not commit on a pass with your teammate who has zero boost. So I think that if ball chasers do just decide to run the clock, they should be more than fine here. And it's pretty much in the court of Honeydunk to try to actually get something going here. Bench, though, is going to try to go for the top right. Unfortunately, not getting any sauce on that touch. Bench is going to try to get a pass mid. Nox Phoenix will oblige and intercept it. It's starting to look pretty dicey, and the game-winning goal might just be around the corner for the side of ball chasers. Although it is going to go back on their half for the time being.
Yeah, we do see them playing for time very, very well. I've seen their third man playing a bit farther back than he normally would. As I say that, though, MVP Pants barely gets to that one. Could have been an opportunity to maybe get a tie game here for Honeydunk, but it's looking like this is going to be the end of it here.
Yep, and that is a pretty great showing. The first 1.5 minutes, I was really liking the side of Honeydunked with how their offensive pressure was looking. The midfield control just wasn't quite there for the side of ball chasers, but they ended up proving me wrong, and they did a great job of closing out this game. And yeah, Big G, what is there to say when you have a guy like Bench on your team who is just muscling his way through the entire field? Still with me, Big G? I can't hear Big G, or maybe no one can hear me. It's got to be one or the other.
Mike. Unfortunately, it looks like we're having some technical difficulties here with Big G.
Okay. Do I need to take over until I hear Big G again?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, guys. Assuming that I can hear Big G on my vMix at some point, it looks like it will be a solo cast for the time being, so I'm sorry to leave you out, Big G. As soon as I hear you, though, I will obviously co-cast with you. Game 2 is about to start, and with how strong Bench is looking on the field, it's going to be pretty dicey, though. I had Nox Phoenix and co doing or closing out this game earlier, but with how the shooting power and the offensive power from Bench is looking, he might just be the one-man carry. So we're going to have to see if he does manage to keep the streak going for the rest of the series. Nox Phoenix, though, is going to get a ripping clear going for himself. Unfortunately, not able to connect the rebound himself. It's looking pretty good, though, for the side of ball chasers. We've been seeing a lot of these midfield challenges coming through. And I'm thinking whether or not Nox Phoenix can show up a little bit, because his offense has been pretty good, but it was just never that good enough. Like, the setups that he did end up getting were pretty solid, but just a little bit on the slow side. So if anyone needs to step up here, it's going to have to be Nox Phoenix, and it's going to have to maybe show a little bit more creativity on some of the setups that he's going for. And with everything for ball chasers, though, they're just going to have to keep doing what they're doing. Good. Is that you, Big G, or is that Eggplant?
Alrighty, can you hear me?
Is that Big G?
Am I coming through at all?
I do hear you.
Beautiful.
Excellent. Welcome
Sorry
back, Big
about
G.
that, guys. A little bit of technical difficulties, but I'm happy to find my way back in here.
It's great to have you back as well. So I don't know if you could hear me throughout the entire thing, but I think that pretty much the win condition coming through for the side of Ball Chase is to give Bench as much possession as possible, because Bench will either get it on target himself or he will make it incredibly awkward for the other defenders. And I did call out Nox Phoenix a little bit. I think he has to step up on some of these setups. Obviously, you know, every bit of help that he can get from some of his teammates will be lovely. Rushi has been looking like the standout player in terms of positioning and creating offensive pressure. So, you know, Rushi might just also have to step it up a little bit, and there we go. That is the Bench muscling through.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, Mike. As we see right here, Bench placing really good shots. You know, he has the ability to do it all himself, and I know that he's, you know, going to want to use his teammates, but using those teammates in a way to back him up and maybe give him some good passes, maybe some banger clears off the backboard.
Yeah, and
as we talk about Bench, though.
Yeah, Oaks was thinking, hey, I've been a little bit on the quiet side for this lobby. I'm just going to get a nice sidewall rebound shot to the top right. That was an excellent shot coming from Oaks. And I think, if anything, you know, it's not just Bench's consistency when it comes to accuracy and power and making it really awkward. I do think that he's legitimately the fastest player in the air in this lobby, as it looks like to me, at least. So, if anything, the Honey Dunk crew will have to make sure that they don't double commit on any of their defensive plays, because that's where Bench has really been getting a lot of mileage out of his challenges.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would like to see MVP Pants take, you know, I know after playing with him in a couple of different leagues that he has the ability to be a really solid teammate. As you see him here, taking the ball, controlling it, getting a good clear. Unfortunately, sent right back to Nox Phoenix.
Top right was just barely available. The Bench apparently can bleed, because that was the first time we've seen him bleed here on the side of Ball Chasers. MVP Pants, though, with an awkward sidewall rebound. It's going to be up to Oaks to keep the pressure going. Double commit, very unfortunate for the side of Honey Dunked. Nox Phoenix, what can you do with this ball? It's actually looking really good, though, for the side of Honey Dunked if Nox Phoenix can win out. Does. Not able to get the pass because of the 50-50 from Bench. And, you know, Bench is, he's really annoying, but then, of course, in the good way, because he's constantly maintaining ball pressure and making it as difficult as possible for Honey Dunk to get their offense going.
Absolutely. And we also, I don't know if you've noticed this, we've seen some more aggressive play here from Ball Chasers. I've seen Oaks himself take out a single player 2 or 3 times in a row, trying to create an opening, I believe, for Bench so he can get those good solo plays and power shots in.
Yeah, and if Bench is maybe the fastest player in the air on this lobby, I want to say that Oaks might be the fastest player on the ground, because as we see again, he's always ready. Everyone, a lot of people in that position with 15 boosts, they back off, they give the opponent space, but Oaks says hell no, and he just decides to keep up the pressure, making sure that whatever Honey Dunk end up going for has to get past him first.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see maybe some of the same style gameplay for Honey Dunked, because if you can get Bench out of the play and give him, you know, a couple seconds to respawn, you'll get yourself an opening, maybe to get a shot or two in from Nox Phoenix or Rush E here.
Yeah, and I definitely like that you that you pointed that out, Big G, because I do think that this game hasn't been violent enough. I think that we're on 1 or 0 demos. We're pretty low in that regard, and I think that might just be a tool that either team can use to create openings. I think it might actually be more important, though, for the side of Honey Dunk, because the defense that Bench and MVP Pants have been putting up this game is pretty hard to deal with.
Yeah, I think we also might just be a little bit spoiled from that first series, as we had a very aggressive team going for demos 24/7.
Yeah, and you know, if you have the Axe effect, then I guess you have the X effect. The X effect meaning that the lobby just gets 20 times more violent.
Yeah.
As I say, violence, though, MVP Pants does get that ball center, but a great 50-50 once again from Oaks, preserving the lead from Ball Chasers. And I'm thinking, if I remember the standings correctly off the top of my head, securing this game means that they should more or less be guaranteed for playoffs. given that I think that their first series did end up going quite well. So, once again, great performance from Ball Chasers, and this time I'm actually a lot more sold compared to their first game. Obviously, the scoreboard did say that Ball Chasers were the better team, but with some of their double commits, I was thinking, maybe not. But in this game just looked a lot more tame, but then in a good way, like tame being controlled.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like what we saw from Ball Chasers there, and I absolutely believe the Honey Dunk has it in them to take this game 3. But the way Ball Chasers are playing right now, I'm personally not too sure if it's going to happen or not.
No, I'm pretty sold on the 3-0 here because I'm not just going off of scoreboard. I do firmly believe that Oaks was the MVP of the previous game. Obviously, Bench in Game 1 was the MVP, but Oaks' midfield pressure was just outstanding. Almost every 50-50 that he went for did end up going back to the other half of Honey Dunk. So I think that if Oaks can do that just again for Game 3, I don't think that Honey Dunk will have any answers.
Yeah. I still do think we could see a flip-flop here, though. I mean, Rushi, we've seen Blight be a little quiet, but if he can come out and, maybe do that same thing that Oaks is doing, getting those good 50-50s, create some openings for Honey Dunk, I really would like to see Honey Dunk come back and take this if they can.
Yeah, I think that Honey Dunk would definitely like a game here, but they will have to make sure that I think that it's a combination of Rushi just keeping up what he has been doing in terms of actually getting the shots going and being a menace on the offensive half. But again, like Nox Phoenix, while he has shown some good technical play, it is a little bit on the slow side, like with one of the flip resets and double taps that we saw him go for. I think that if he does a lot of the stuff that he's doing, but then just faster and more deadly, that he will be able to make 1 or 2 defenders commit on the side of Ball Chasers. MVP Pants, though, with a good 50-50 off the bat, Bench deciding to play that very safe, and as I say that, though, Bench is going to get the 50-50 and reap the rewards, trying to go for a double tap of his own. Oaks getting Beautiful the shot save. On target, but Roosh E with a fantastic save. Rushi going for another play to extend it, and MVP Pants with a great low 50-50. What can Bench do off of this? Looks like it's going to be a double tap at Nox Phoenix with a beautiful intercept to send it into the corner, but the pressure is still on because MVP Pants is going to send that flying into the middle. Bench getting a 50-50 once again. Is there anyone on the side of Ball Chasers to respond? No. Oak doing a great job of playing last man, making sure that he's keeping the pressure as far back as possible. And I think it's only a matter of time before we see Honey Dunk concede because the boost is low and the pressure is completely on.
Yeah, I'm paying a little bit more attention to Oaks here, as you mentioned him as your MVP for last game, and I do see what you're saying absolutely. He is staying in that midfield, waiting for a clear, being in the absolute right position, and making the pressure for Ball Chasers just that much more.
Yeah, as I say that though, like Rushi is really turning it on this game. He's had a few really good setups coming through, and I think with how Rushi is currently playing, it might just be a matter of time before a goal does actually go through. But of course, we're talking about Bench and MVP Pants on defense, and we've got Oaks, the midfield menace in terms of pressure. So, Rushi is going to have to get something going. As I say that, though, it is going to come through for one. He's going to decide to get an extra touch for Blight. Blight, where can you put the shot? Unfortunately, whiffing out, and I think Ball Chasers might just have an opportunity here with a clear from Oaks.
This does look like it's going to be a... Ooh.
Oh, that was almost a really insane play from Oaks. Great self-pass off the ground. Unfortunately, not getting a good follow-through on his aerial, meaning that he will miss out on that open net, but it's still 0-0 for the time being, and I think that Ball Chasers aren't going to be too unhappy about that one. Bench is going to have to try to do something here, but Oaks will decide to continue the play. And here we go. Bench flexing his aerial speed is going to completely dominate the aerial space there. And it is starting to look a bit quiet on the side of Honey Dunk. They have been keeping the ball mostly on the half of Ball Chasers, but when Ball Chasers let loose, they do look really strong.
Opening here for Rushi. He's going to absolutely sink that one in.
Yep, that was a bit of an unfortunate 50-50 from Bench, not able to get behind the ball, and the touch from MVP Pants, of course, doesn't help either in that regard. And yep, I think that it was just a good play from Rushi. Rushi is going to take the team on his own to victory, I think, because he's really stepped it up in terms of offense. You just notice his presence a lot more on the field. Double tap potential for Rushi. Ooh, Blight, unfortunately,
almost creating a really good opportunity there.
MVP Pants with a good shot, backflip save coming from Nox Phoenix. I think that Oaks will be keeping the pressure. Unfortunately getting a whiff though, but MVP Pants being the brick wall that he is going to keep the pressure up. Center coming from Oaks. Oaks up incredibly fast for that one, and Bench not able to get contact on that play. It is going to hit the post. Nox Phoenix is going to have to pinch it, and I think that was a little bit unfortunate because maybe Nox did commit a little bit too hard to scoring it instead of centering it. But alas, I think Ball Chasers will be very happy about that one because... Wait, as I say that? Okay, we're fine. Ball Chasers will be happy about that one because with 2-0 and 1.5 minutes left, I don't know if they would have had what it takes to get the equalizers going. And this is looking like a completely different Honey Dunk, though.
No, absolutely. And personally, I think it is all thanks to Rushi right now. He is playing extremely strong, getting that demo there, opening up the blue hap if they do get a good clear.
Yeah, we're going to have to see. If Oaks can get some of those challenges going, it will be really good for the side of Ball Chasers to actually get the potential OT setup. Bench, though, is going to rip a pass across the midline all the way to MVP Pants. MVP Pants, though, not able to connect on that. Bench, once again, up in the air, not able to get a good contact on that one. This could be the 2-0 opening for Nox Phoenix if he can keep the pressure up. Blight has an ability to center, ability to shoot, top right, not going to connect. Oaks with a great save to send it into the corner, but Rushi is on the prowl. He's going to try to send it bottom left. MVP Pants doing a good job of sending it back into the corner. And it might just be a matter of time before Ball Chasers equalize because it's a 2v2 right now. Great center coming through. Nox Phoenix not able to make contact. Bench with the shot, and the commentator blessing is there, ladies and gentlemen. Ball Chasers do get their equalizer, and Honey Dunked are not out of it just yet.
Now, what did you see there, Mike? It seemed like there's a little confusion on the half of Honey Dunked on who's going for the ball. We did see team bump there, which created the opening. I'm not sure exactly what happened there.
Yeah, there were a lot of intricacies that were going through that entire play, but I think that the one crucial play was Nox Phoenix not getting that ball touch on the back wall / back ramp, because that was the one part that really needed to be saved and not give a big center opening for the side of Ball Chasers. Bench, of course, doing a good job of connecting the final shot, but it was pretty much a team effort in that regard. Although, that was a pretty
Could be a solo play from Phoenix.
Oh,
Phoenix,
no!
So close.
Oh, as I say, Nox Phoenix, needed to step it up a little bit on offense. He did everything right, but the timer was against him in that regard, and that is pretty unfortunate because Honey Dunked, I think with how they've been playing, a win would not be unwarranted in that sense, but, of course, they do have to pull through.
Oh, is that just going to be open? Will Bench get there?
Oh.
Unfortunately, cannot get there. Honey Dunk does take this one.
Yeah, and that was a
like to see what
fantastic
happened.
dunk from Nox Phoenix, but I think Bench was a little bit lax on that rotation, if I'm completely honest.
Yeah, I did see him wait for the boost for a second or two.
Yeah, that was just it was a combination of stars aligned, but definitely a misplay from Bench, not tracking the entire play. I think pads either way would be safe and just keep more midfield pressure, but alas, it's just the way the game goes sometimes.
Absolutely, and I think Ball Chasers are still going to be really happy about the way they played. I think going forward, if we see that same team show up in the next couple of weeks, I think they're looking really, really good for the playoffs.
Yeah, and they might just be the team that puts Rad Belligeon in their place because I do see how the moving pieces work together, and there are definitely a lot of good challenging players on the side of Rad Belligeon, but I was definitely really impressed with Oaks. I think that he was very fast. I think that the reads on when he should go for the challenges was on point as well, and Bench's solo play prowess is, of course, just really good.
Yeah, I'd be really curious to see a matchup between Ball Chasers and Rad Belligeon, because I think the speed of Ball Chasers could really put Rad Belligeon in a tough spot. With them going for such aggressive plays, they could really get called out with Bench's shooting ability and Oaks Big's clears.
Yeah, indeed. Here we have the magical eggplant himself.
Yeah, well, you guys have any closing thoughts before we for the games tonight, before we sign off for the night?
Big G?
Yeah, I would just like to say one more time, if you are interested in being a part of these leagues and being a part of our community, #Discord will give you a link to our Discord server. Great place to be a part of. You'll meet a ton of great people and absolutely improve in the game. We have all sorts of fun things to do. There's always people on to play with. So if you're tired of solo queuing, tired of playing with kids, come and join us, and we'd absolutely love to have you.
Yep. And I think I'm not 100% sure if we can arrange this, but we have to put a bounty on Rad Belligeon. I think that would be my closing thoughts for the league. Rad Belligeon have to be stopped. They are a menace of our Old Farts League. Someone has to stop them because X-Men cannot go unchallenged like this.
Well, I can, as you said, I am the magical eggplant. I could always sub in the magical sub and try to take them down, but I don't think the league admin would be too happy about that. But anyway, I'd like to thank our Patreon supporters, all of the viewers today, all of the members of the league and our Discord. It's always great, and it's always fun hosting these with you, Mike, and my first time with you, Big G. But thank you both for a great night, and to our viewers, have a great night, and we'll see you next week.
Have a good one, guys.
Thanks, Eggplant.